Welcome back to Stamping at the Warren, and I'm Kim Tolton, and today I'm showing you how to make this lovely and very quick to make card, which features some of the fancy vellum that's available from Stampin Up this year, and I've gone with the one with the snowflakes on that actually coordinates with the Snowflake Elements that I've used on the project as well. The sentiment comes from the Cozy Christmas stamp set, which is on the retiring list if you're interested, so you might be able to bag yourself a bit of a bargain there if you get in quick enough. So popping that to one side, the first thing to do is to make your card base. And this is a 6-inch card base. It would look just as beautiful on a 5-inch card base. It's entirely up to you. You could probably adapt it to go onto an A6 card as well quite easily. But this is 6-inch card, so you in Imperial it would be trimming your thicker whisper white cardstock to 12 inches by 6 inches and then scoring down the long side at 6 inches. In metric, that's 30 centimetres by 15 centimetres, scoring that long side in half at 15 centimetres. You then fold so that the ridge is on the inside of the card, burnish your fold with the bone folder, pop that to one side. Next is putting together this vellum. Look at that lovely pattern, isn't it? If you have it one side it looks white, so it gives a more of a snowflake feel, and if you have it on the other side this is silver, so that's the side I've got facing up for this particular project. And this piece of fancy foil, which is the Holidays fancy foil vellum, measures 12.4 by 12.4 centimetres, and the red foil is 4 millimeters wider than that. Okay, and that just uses a little bit of fast fuse. You could probably get away with snail as well, or a glue dot in each corner, and that simply goes down over the top of that lovely red foiled cardstock. Okay, next is the sentiment, and I'm just using a scrap piece of this is just a scrap of leftover thicker whisper white cardstock. It will work just as well with that, and the sentiment I'm using is the Christmas Wishes one, and I'm using it in Mossy Meadow ink because it's a very Christmassy, Christmas tree sort of colour. So I'll just pop that down. For some reason I like to stamp so I can see the right way round. It doesn't make a difference one way or the other, to be honest, does it? So there's your sentiment. And that's going to be die cut using one of the tags and labels framelits dies, and it's just a matter, you get 13 dies in the pack. Look at all of those, and I just want to find a tag that fits quite nicely, so just deciding whether I want to go with something a bit different from what I did before, or you just pick out the size that you like has the best fit. And remember that the cutting blades are on the inside, so you're going by literally what you can see inside there. And I think I might need to go up a size again. There you go, that one fits in there. Okay, so I'll just pop the rest back in there because it's far too easy. Now to die cut, because I can't get my die machine in shot, I'll show you the same which I use when I die cut through my Big Shot. Now when I'm using framelits or thinlits, I do prefer to use my magnetic platform. You want the flattest blade on the bottom, and then what I do with the top cutting plate, I actually rotate it one way then the other, and that helps to keep it fairly flat. So you have your magnetic platform on the base. If you was using your multi-purpose platform, then you would have it on tab 2, so you wouldn't have any flaps open at all, and then a cutting plate. Then you pop down your cardstock, and I've lost, where did I put my piece for stamping, for die cutting there? Dearie me. Then you put that down, your cardstock down, put your die so that the blade is facing the cardstock and not the other way around. And then your second cutting plate goes on the top there. Okay, so I'm just going to switch you off for a moment, die cut, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back, and remove the die, pop that in my pack again so I don't lose it, and pop that to one side. And you can keep these bits because you can actually use these as a mask and sponge inside them, because the thicker whisper white cardstock just has a little bit more texture to it. Right, so your next job is going to be putting your sentiment down, and before we put it down, I'm going to use some of this lovely silver cord-in trim. So just wrap it around your fingers several times. And then what I like to do is put a piece of fast fuse, making sure I've got the top edge. So a piece of fast fuse along here. And then put the ends on the inside, if that makes sense. So only the other outer loops are showing. Okay, and then from there you can pop some stamping dimensionals on the back. You want 4 on this one, 1 in each corner. I hope all of your holiday preparations are coming along nicely. I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, but a large amount of us do. Pop that just off on an angle, and I'm going to use a fairly large snowflake element, little wooden snowflakes. They're really quite cute. I'm going to pop a stamping dimensional on the back of these because it really doesn't show once you've got it stuck down, and we're going to be putting an enamel dot on it anyway. So pop that on there, and then these are the little enamel dots. There were obviously a lot of smaller ones on there, and I think I'm actually going to use that green one so that it ties in with the green on the sentiment, and then add a couple more little rhinestone, a couple of more little snowflake elements. Again, just pop a stamping dimensional on the back of each. And the snowflake, centre of the snowflake elements, most of them is hexagonal anyway, so it's as if I'm sure Stampin' Up had it by design that they would suit. So one up there, one down there. I'm going to put this down on the card base first, again using fast fuse because you've already got lift with the with the Snowflake Elements and your die cut, a little bit at the top and bottom. And this outer piece is 12 centimetres by 12 centimetres. That goes down. And then your finishing touch is a bit of bling. So just add a few basic rhinestones wherever you want them. Just so when the card's up on the shelf you get a little bit of a dazzle. I'm going to pop some just in the centre of some of these snowflakes. Tiny little one in there. And one more which isn't, I'll just put it where there's a little snowflake thing. And there you go. That's your card for today. So a really quick option if time's short, but still gives you that bit of bling and certainly more than a little bit of Christmas spirit. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And obviously all the means of getting hold of me and following me and my social media is in the section of, or more information at the bottom of this video, and the accompanying blog post, which will also have typed up instructions on making the card, will be available tomorrow on via my blog. Okay, and I look forward to seeing you on my community board, or if you follow the community board I will send you an invitation, so long as you obviously have some interest in card making that's visible on your Pinterest boards, because I do check you out. Then I'll add you and you can start pinning away all of your card makes and scrapbooking makes on my community board. I also have a Facebook group. You just need to follow me or put in a friend request to Kim Tolton on Facebook, and then I will be able to add you to the group, or you can request to be added yourself. Any questions, drop me a line and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you for watching today. Bye bye for now.